Good morning. I'm making nachos. And goddamn, they're gonna be really good nachos. I'm just saying. We got Chili's chips and we got some salsa from Chili's. I'm just saying, that shit's good. Okay. So this is like definitely one of the best ideas I've had all day, and we're just getting started. This is definitely divine. It has to be, right? And a couple of lime squeezes, just juicy. Okay, these are basically like the most amazing chilaquiles I've ever made. I'm calling them breakfast nachos, but they're basically chilaquiles. Chilaquiles. I don't say that a lot. But yeah. An important part of coming home to yourself really is like just slowing down, you know? Actually letting your nervous system slow down, your breath deepen, because the more that you know yourself and the more you know of your oneness with all that is, you know that reality is safe, you know that it is loving, totally loving, completely loving, all that is real is love. And that you can believe in that you're safe to believe in that you're allowed to empower yourself by making choices that feel good to you, by saying no to people who don't really resonate with you anymore, by saying yes to people that do resonate with you, and just enjoying life again, to stop being afraid of everything. It's all God in form. It's all God in form, and we are the ones choosing our direction, our path, you know? And if we want a more loving reality, we have to choose it, right? And we start with being loving to ourselves. And if we don't know how to do that, we need to take some time alone. Sit with ourselves, feel the loneliness, you know, because it is lonely when you first start really reconnecting with yourself, learning, you know, how am I enough on my own, right? It's like my whole life I've defined whether I'm okay or if I'm fun or if I'm talented or if I am a joy to be around by how other people receive me, you know? And so I became the version of me that was tailored to please other people, you know? And not that it was ever done with any, you know, negative intentions. It's just understanding like we are a wounded people. The people who loved us, who have been in our lives, who have taken care of us, they've been wounded people. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean they're narcissists. It doesn't mean that they're evil people. They may have narcissistic tendencies, but nobody is just a narcissist, you know? Some people are just really freaking wounded, you know? Really traumatized by life, by what they were born into, by what they were raised by the hurt they've had in their life, the loss they've had in their life. And that doesn't excuse their behavior, but it helps us understand them so that we can have compassion and forgiveness and understanding, and instead of resentment or blaming and shaming and making people feel bad intentionally because they've hurt us, you know, because that's not love. It's not. It's a way of us claiming back our power, for sure. It's a part of that journey. You know, sometimes you do just feel hurt, and sometimes you do make mistakes. And then how do we love ourselves in those moments? How do we take care of ourselves? How do we forgive ourselves? You know, so much of this journey is just learning how to be kind to yourself. To say, no more will I be hard on myself, you know? Because that's not love. And I gotta start, if I want to be love, I gotta start with myself, you know? And yeah, it does result in some lonely times, but the more that you get to be with yourself and sit with God, sit with your guides, sit with your angels, your ancestors, you remember how to love yourself. You remember how great you are, just as you are. You were always enough. You were never the problem, because there was never a problem. We were all just humanity. The big picture is humanity is healing, generation after generation after generation. And right now, we are going through our most conscious and aware healing in human history. And it's significant. And you're here for it. You came here for it. And you're doing it. You're doing it. We really want to become softer with ourselves. More gentle. No more perfectionism. No more efforting or trying to prove that we're worthy of love and blessings. You just are, because you're the source of everything. Everything flows through you. Your whole life flows through you and your choices, how you choose to show up, who you choose to be, the choices you make in your life. You know, and here's something that I found really interesting lately as well. We're all wondering, like, how do we learn to receive, right? And understand, receiving is not a particular energy. It's not any particular emotion or energy or state of being even, really. It is simply saying, I allow myself to receive no matter what I'm feeling. I allow myself to receive love, to receive grace, to receive abundance. No matter what I'm feeling, no matter where I'm at in my healing journey, no matter what my life looks like, I'm allowing myself to receive. It's a choice. Receiving is a choice, not an emotion, not a feeling. It's not like, when I'm in my most relaxed state, I'll finally receive. It's like, no, receive now. There's nothing stopping you from receiving now. You can go through the most difficult parts of your journey. You can go through hell and still receive. Because the Creator is not judging you for what your journey looks like or what it feels like. God loves you unconditionally, gives to you unconditionally, supports you unconditionally. But if we have limiting beliefs that say we don't deserve to receive, or we're not in the right state of feeling or emotion in order to receive, it's nonsense. It's superstition. We don't have to believe that. Everything comes down to our conscious free will choice and what we choose to believe. And it's not as hard as you think to start changing your reality in that way. It's not, you know? And it took me a while to realize that, because I, was under the impression for a while that, we attract things into our life based on our emotional state of being, that you have to match energies and frequencies and stuff. But it's just, it's a wounded perspective, a trauma perspective. It's based in performance and hustle culture and all those things. And it's not reality. It's not truth. The truth is, you're the I am presence, and you're worthy of receiving abundance all the time, just always. And all we have to do is choose it and commit to believing that. Commit to believing, I'm worthy of receiving every day of my entire life, every moment of my entire life, no matter what I'm going through. And I may not know exactly what I want to do, but I'm still worthy of receiving. right? I may be taking my time to figure out what I wanted to do, and I did, and I think many of us are. Like, how do I want to show up in the world? What offerings do I want to create? What type of businesses, what type of work do I want to do? What type of relationships or activities do I want to engage in? And what doesn't really resonate anymore? What doesn't resonate with what I'm trying to cultivate and create in myself? And it's okay to take your time with that. There's no rush. There's no rush. There's no getting it wrong. If you try something and you don't like it, change it, right? There's no harm in that. There's no rush. You could try a bunch of stuff. And if a lot of things don't resonate and they don't bring you in some joy and some satisfaction and some pleasure and just some well-being, then you don't have to choose those things anymore, and you can move on to what's next, right? Because it's an ever-evolving journey. It's an upward spiral. We keep evolving. And we do that by figuring out what we like naturally, what resonates with us, what feels authentic, and what doesn't, And this morning, Nachos really resonated, and so here we are. And I'm gonna enjoy these. So I hope you guys have a very blessed and lovely day. Remember, you're the dreamer. You're the I am. You're the one who decides how the dream goes. And your story is unfolding and getting better and better if you simply choose that. Make that your story, right? I'm healing, and my life is just going to get better from here on out. It just is. All right. I love you guys.